So, recently, as of today is Monday the 5th, and Friday would have been the 2nd, Bethseda released a short video about just an invitation to E3 they release one every year. They can be a little cryptic sometimes. Sometimes there's something to them, sometimes there's not. I personally don't think that there's a ton to this video. I think it does lay out some things that they're going to talk about, but on the whole, I don't think that has anything to do with the 6th Elder Scroll. And I don't think that it has anything to do with what the big people think that, you know, things are being speculated about as far as a brand new IP. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to have big news about some of their bigger IPs. They're not going to do what they did last year. Just to premise the video right out the gate, I'm going to say that Elder Scrolls 6, I'm going to do a video on this. I'm writing an article about when I actually think the 6th Elder Scroll is going to release. I do not believe by any stretch of the imagination that it is this year, that it is next year. I firmly believe that the next Elder Scroll will come out about the 21st of January 2020, and that we will see an actual announcement of the 6th Elder Scroll coming at E3 2019. I'm going to give myself a 60-day high-low on that, so it could be anywhere from late November 2019 to mid-late March 2020. So if you're here for a date on what this crackpot here, right here, thinks that the 6th Elder Scrolls is coming out on, just move on to the next video because that has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk about. So let's just go ahead and jump into taking a look at this actual video and seeing what they actually have in the video. I'm just going to throw it right up on the screen. We're going to talk about it. So we start with what looks to be like a commercial for Michaels or Joann Fabrics or Hobby Lobby. A couple of different people making cutout items. The first thing we see referenced in this video is Prey. We're actually talking about content reference. The first thing we see is Prey, and that could be hinting at a new DLC for Prey. We've seen this with Dishonored. We've seen this with Fallout, where they release a title and then an IP, and then they release multiple pieces of more inexpensive DLC. And then the next thing we see is Dovahkiin. And then right after that we see Fallout 4, and I think that is the progression of releases that's going to come. I think that I think they're going to release the entire map for Skyrim as DLC for ESO, which I'm incredibly pumped for. I hope that they do that. I hope that's a thing. I know a lot of people playing ESO would like that. And then I think the next thing that's going to happen that's big is that Fallout 4 is going to get ported to the Switch. I think we saw a really good turnout for Skyrim on that. Bethesda did a really good job, and it was very profitable for them. And at the end of the day, they're a company, they have to make profit. They're not going to be able to turn out an Elder Scroll game Skyrim quality every 3 years. It's not going to happen. Because, you look at Morrowind, came out in 2002, and then Oblivion came out in 2006, and then Skyrim came out in 2011. The amount of time that it requires to make an Elder Scroll game is growing incrementally, about 45% between releases. And then if you factor in, ESO, I mean, how many people that were working on the Skyrim IP went to then go work on ESO and have worked to continue to develop that IP? I think they're looking to make some money. I think they're looking to build up some reserves for, that next big launch, which is going to be Elder Scrolls 6 in 2 years. So they're probably starting to dev on it right now. And then I would think that sometime in the end of this year is when they'll really start to push hard on actually developing it, getting it ready to actually preview it in 2019. Then they go into some other things. We see Emily Caldwin right after that. And then we see someone from Quake. And that could be a hint at Quake Champion coming out, or have a release date for that IP, which would be interesting. Then we move to the end of the video, and this is where so many people on the internet just freaking lose me, and I have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Starfield. It's not going to happen, okay? And I'm not going to say that they couldn't announce it, but realistically, it's probably not going to happen. And secondly, there's one thing that Bethesda, other than making amazing games, is incredibly good at, and that is keeping information to themselves. Bethesda has never leaked. We knew nothing about Skyrim before E3. They're very good at keeping these types of things under wraps. The last thing that they're going to do is hint directly at an IP that they're launching in a video, 3, 4, what is March? So March, April, May, June, 4 months before the actual announcement, hinting to us that what they're going to actually announce. I don't really see that being something that they're interested in. It doesn't seem to be part of their marketing strategy as far as how they market their games. Keeping that information close to the vest, it helps with their public relations. It gives them a lot of free publicity when they have these big, huge announcements right before IPs drop, where they're like, boom, this is coming, and then they don't have to pay for a lot of that hype that they're getting. So yeah, that's what I think that video means. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening to my, feeble-minded opinion. If you enjoyed it and you'd like any more content from us, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. We really appreciate it. The goal this month is to get to 50 subscribers. So hopefully you can be a part of that. Just click subscribe and join the imagination. Until next time.